y en el día de la fecha nos vamos para Londres para hablar con los amigos de No Windows que ya están conectados con nosotros. Hello, hi, I'm Manu, this is Raulo. How are you? Are you listening me good, Morgan?
Hello. I'm so sorry I'm late. I think I got confused with the time zones.
There's no problem, my friend. There's no problem. Okay, this gonna be this way. I'm gonna leave you with Raulo. He's gonna make you some weird question. Don't worry for that. And a moment later, we are going to talk about the present of No Windows. Okay?
Fantastic.
Okay,
it's all yours, Raulo.
See, man, I'm really happy because of this. I'm a big fan of your band, Morgan. I'm a really big fan. You don't know, I've been, I'm very happy to speak with you because I've been listening to your music since some months ago, and you have some atmosphere in your music that is incredible, and I'm completely in it, you know. and I really want to thank you that the chance to speak with you. So we are going to start with the interview. So please tell us your full name, where are you from, and how old are you?
My name is Morgan Morris. I am from Edinburgh, Leith, Edinburgh, and I'm 19 years old.
Okay, and which is your first memory of you listening to music?
My first memory of music was, I would have known, I think, well, when I was a baby, I used to cry. I used to cry a lot, and my dad would play Bach. He'd play his prelude in C major, and apparently that would shut me up. So he'd play that a lot. I think that was the first time I listened to music.
Wow. Well, and can you tell us which was your first instrument and which was the first song that you learned?
My first instrument was piano. And the first song I learned was probably, I don't know if you have it in Spain, but Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Yes.
You know, the nursery rhyme, something like that.
Okay, Morgan, I'm in Spain now, I'm in Catalonia, and Manu is in Argentina. And we have a lot of people listening, Spanish listeners and people from all around Europe. So thanks for your time. And can you tell us, are there any places to study music for free in your region, or you have to pay always?
For people in Scotland, I think for Scottish residents, university is free. It's paid for by the government. So there's a lot of great music courses that you can take up here.
Yes.
Aside from that, I think the best way to learn a lot of the time is just going to shows, making friends with musicians, joining bands, and learning as you go.
Okay. And when you were young, you have a lot of friends, musician friends?
A few, yeah. I used to play football, actually. That was my main, that's what most of my friends did when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, but then they got really big and tall and fast, and I didn't, so I started playing guitars instead.
Perfect. I think that's the way. See, I have the same problem with rugby. I went to an Irish school, and I don't want to play rugby. I'm a bass player now, so I have more or less the same. Beautiful. And how did you get your first instrument, the piano? You ask for it, or someone gives you?
So my dad's a musician, so I was very lucky. We had one in the house anyway, so that's always been a great help, you know, having instruments in the house.
Wow. Which kind of music your father plays?
He plays all sorts. He played in like rock and pop bands back in the 80s and 70s. He loves the classical jazz, all that, you know, all the classics.
Wow, beautiful. And how did No Windows begin, the band, and why you put that name?
We met in high school, me and Verity. We met when we were around 13 years old. And we started playing songs right from them, really. So I guess, 5 years ago.
Okay. And the name, No Windows, why?
It was very last minute. It was when we made our first songs, we wanted to upload them to the internet. And we hadn't decided a name or anything, so we just very last minute came up with it off the top of Verity's head, not thinking anyone would have to see it or know about it.
Okay. And in November of 2023, you released your first EP, Fish Boy. How was the recording process?
It was very, very DIY. It was done right here in this bedroom with one microphone. I don't think I had a guitar amp at that point. It was pretty much just plug in, play, make it sound weird.
And why you put that name, Fishboy?
It was kind of, it was about, the original cover had this odd warped image of an old friend of mine to where he looked a bit like a fish. We changed it eventually, but it was kind of, I guess, a snide joke at him.
Ok. Manu, ¿alguna pregunta? ¿Le querés preguntar sobre sus cosas? Todos seguimos. Adelante, dale, perfecto. Last line of May, you release your last EP, The Great Traitor. You changed many things in the recording process?
Yeah, so this was the first thing that we recorded in a studio. Everything we'd done right here to this point. So we worked with a producer and an engineer, and it was amazing. So we had access to all these incredible instruments.
And how do you meet the engineer and the producer?
So he mixed our Point Nemo, the last EP, which we recorded at home. He mixed it, and we just got on really well with him. He's great to work with.
Wow. And the question is the sound of your music. How do you manage that? You search for that kind of sound, or it's natural?
I think we just go with our gut, and we don't try to overthink it. I think we chase what feels right, and that ends up sounding like us, I suppose. Sorry,
the question, some personal question. Which kind of music do you listen to? Because you have an incredible atmosphere, you know, in your music. Why?
I like lots of different types of music. I think the atmosphere maybe comes from, I listen to a lot of film scores.
Okay.
And I think part of scoring a film is you have to create the atmosphere of the film. We try and do that in our music.
Wow. Which is your favorite?
I love Taxi Driver.
Excellent.
Taxi Driver is a great one.
Excellent. Dark. It's a dark atmosphere. Beautiful, beautiful. Do you have any composition process?
Composition process?
Mm-hmm.
I think we will typically start with chords. We'll start just chords on the guitar and then think of melody. Pretty standard, I think. Melody, lyrics. We try and get the basics down real good before we start playing with stuff.
See, and how do you feel when you listen to your music? You know, after when it's completed the process of recording, how do you feel that?
I love it. I listen to it all the time.
See, but you don't get angry or mad about some things, or?
No, I think I don't regret anything. You know, it's like that's how we did it in the moment. Maybe if we recorded it a week later, it'd be totally different. But I take comfort in the fact that it kind of is what it is.
Perfect. See, and what things inspires you to write music?
I think people inspire me a lot. I meet a lot of people. I go out all the time, and I think I'm inspired by the rich people that make Edinburgh and everywhere that we've been.
Okay. Manu, tenías una pregunta.
See, I want to talk about the drum parts, because I love the way you shut down and disappears, and maybe this just touch one snare, and how do you manage the drum parts?
I think I just try and impersonate my favorite drummers, really. I think maybe that's what everyone does. I think Ringo is a big inspiration for me. And I try not to think like a drummer. When I play the drums, I try and think like a producer or like a songwriter rather than thinking like a drummer, in order to avoid just throwing drums everywhere just for the sake of it. In the same way that when I play the guitar, I try not to think like a guitarist, I try and think like a producer.
Sí. Es espectacular lo que está contando. Sí, to make the song, ¿no? Particular.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, ok, perfecto. Sí, es súper claro lo que nos está contando Manu. Bueno, estamos hablando con... I'm going to make a little translation for the Spanish listeners. Estamos hablando con Morgan, una de las personas que está tocando en No Windows. Y la verdad que es...
compañera es tu hermana, ¿no?
Sí, no, es una compañera de colegio. Se encontraron en el colegio, sí. Cuando tenían 13 años y ahí era lo que estaba empezando a traducir, era lo que nos estaba contando él, que a los 13 años empezó a tocar con esta chica, bueno, y empezaron a producir canciones y después empezaron a grabar discos. And what things I want to know, when you write music and when someone starts to sing, you know, the things that you write, what is the feeling about that, you know?
About the lyrics?
No, not only the lyrics, in the way that the singer express, you know, the lyrics and the harmonies when she sings.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think we Verity, who writes the lyrics and sings in the band, is very emotional and very in tune with her emotions, and I think it's kind of an attempt on her part to translate those musically in the most honest way possible. I think where it comes from.
And how do you feel when she sings? You know, you are playing the guitar and she starts singing. And
yeah.
What are your feelings there?
Just immense pride and joy. It feels good. It feels, especially we've been doing it so long, and I've seen her grow so much.
Claro.
Since she was 13 or so.
Exacto, sí, terrible. Bueno, nos estaba contando que vio todo el proceso, Manuel, también desde que tenía 13 años hasta ahora, y se siente muy orgulloso de cómo fue progresando con la canción, porque yo le estoy tratando de sacar qué es lo que él siente cuando toca, porque una cosa es tocar y escribir las letras y después la expresividad que tiene la cantante es terrible. This is a personal issue. Because I think that she's really dark, but she can sing Disney, you know, songs, and that is a really particular way of expressing, you know, the things. That is incredible for me. And can you tell us, do you use artificial intelligence?
No.
No, not at all. Nothing.
No.
Nothing. Okay.
No, not for me.
Okay. And what do you think about the streaming services and social medias?
I think streaming services have a lot to work on when it comes to how they compensate the artists that uphold their platform. I think that there's no secret, and I'm not the first to say that. I think social media is... I feel I've come around to it, and I think of it as just purely a way to communicate with people who enjoy our music, like yourselves. But I try not to take it too seriously.
Okay. Do you use Spotify?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Manu, ¿alguna pregunta?
No, todo bien.
Sí, no, es que la cabeza, our head explodes, you know, with the kind of music that you have, and we have a million questions, but we want to make it short. Thanks for your time. And can you tell us how do you produce your visual parts, the photos and the videos?
We know a lot of really, really great photographers. I think photographers and musicians often go hand in hand, and we're all very close, but we have a lot of good friends, namely Rosie Scoe, who's a photographer from Glasgow who we often work with, and someone called Seren down in Cardiff. There's a wonderful cross-section of art form that happens when musicians and photographers work together, I think.
And to produce, you imagine a story behind the videos, or it's close to the music? How do you feel that?
I think I like the idea of thinking of the music video as being like, if the music were a score, that would be the film. Although, you know, albeit only 3 minutes 20 seconds. But I think they do meet somewhere, you know, thematically, I would say.
Exactly. Can you tell us something about your region, in the region that you are, the music scene? How is?
It's great right now. I mean, Edinburgh is compared to Glasgow, it's a lot smaller, and there's a lot less venues. and it's often seen to be slightly lesser than. But I think right now, in this particular moment, there's a strong group of real fantastic musicians that are working together right now. That I think, hopefully, give it a few years, will be for the whole world to see.
Vamos, great. See, and can you tell us? I want to know, because your music is like intimate, you know. But you have the chance to play in big places. How do you feel about that? The small places and the big places.
I like the big places.
You like the big places?
Yeah. I think it's more nerve-wracking playing for less people. I think it is intimate music, but I think it's comforting music, and I want as many people to hear it as possible.
Perfect. Yeah, of course, yeah. Perfect. You want to talk about football, or maybe not?
I haven't paid much attention to football, but we can go for it if you want.
Okay. Try. Es excelente, Manu. ¿Le querés hacer 3 preguntas de fútbol? Vos sabés un poquito más si conoce algo. Sí, Manu is a big fan of football. Not me, but Manu knows a lot about football. Sí.
We are in unit with one particular man who is Maradona, who make the hand of God and that kind of stuff. I know you. Yeah, I know that.
Sí.
I wanna know why you use an acoustic guitar and not an Ibanez, or that kind of stuff with Floyd Rose and distortion and that kind of stuff. Why the acoustic guitar in this time is the technology is far away of acoustic? Why the acoustic?
I think it's a beautiful instrument. I think what I pay attention to in an instrument is how it resonates, and how it interacts with sound. And I think, it's an ancient, as you say, an ancient design, but I think it's pretty flawless. And I like things that are made out of wood, and that you can hear, you can hear how the sound travel throughout the whole body. That to me is an enjoyable sound.
Excellent.
Sí, muy bueno.
Claro, le gusta you like the wood sound, the sound of the wood,
I like the sound of wood. Yeah.
Es tremendo, Manu, es tremendo.
I have a speaker, I have the monitor, ¿cómo se dice?
Sí, speaker, sí,
the plastic speaker, and I hate that. I want the wood sound, that's, so I understand.
Muy bueno.
And you use any pedals of?
Yeah, I've got some pedal. I don't have them with me, but I like a little vibrato pedal.
Claro, sí.
A little I've got a distortion called the Special Cranker, that I was recommended by someone. I really like that one. I like how that sounds a lot.
Bueno.
Spring reverb.
This is a beautiful toy for your music, eh?
Oh yeah. I've seen these.
This is a beautiful toy for your music.
Manu is a guitar player. He's a fanatic of pedal and that kind of things. Man, wow, incredible.
And what do you think for the new sound? You know that that Skrillex sings, and what do you think about that kind of sound in your music? You maybe in the future you can put it on, and no.
I don't know. I don't mind it. I don't know if I think where I see our music going is more orchestral and textural, which isn't to say that I can't get behind a little Skrillex here and there. I think what he does is incredible, but maybe not.
And you know how to use Ableton, Fruity Loops, that kind of stuff?
Yeah. I record on Ableton.
Ahí está. Muy bueno. Sí, it's been a pleasure to speak with you. We have two more questions. Can you tell us something about No Windows future plans?
I can tell you we're writing music. We're working towards an album, and hopefully it's going to be really, really good.
Perfect. Quieren tocar, Manu, son gente de música. ¿Sí?
No, and it's obvious that you have a clear sound of your head, and you follow that. Don't let any people contaminate that, you know.
Sí.
That is it's yours. It's yours.
Sí, perfect. Sí. Muy bueno, muy bueno. Thanks for your time. It's incredible to speak with you. Just to finish the interview, we are going to play Return. It's my favorite song. I've been listening to that song every day since I meet the band. So can you tell us something about that song in particular, Return?
Return was it was written a long time ago when I was in a streak of not being able to write songs. And nothing was coming out until one day I just sat down and I played the opening chords, and then it literally felt in that moment like I had returned and that I can do it, I can still write songs. So it's to me a triumphant song.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure to talk with you. We are going to send you the interview when the live shows end.
Thanks Ryan for us.
Thanks Ryan. Thanks so much. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, guys.
Bye-bye. See you. Bye-bye.
Pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
I'm bad at hiding how I feel.